So namaste everyone. We have online satsang, and so in front of me my favorite computer with some saints who are just asking me different questions. Okay, and today we are going to speak about my guru Yogi Ramaiah. It's a Kriya Yoga meditation master who was born 1923 and he passed away 2006. And I spent approximately 10 years with him. It was mostly 90s, and actually the question is about any not only wisdom part of Yogi Ramaiah, but his supernatural power as well. And actually, let me anyway say a few words that Yogi Ramaiah was the very special person, because he was a direct disciple of Mahavatar Babaji. In 50s and 60s he spent really time in Himalayas, and he was learning at that time meditation of Kriya Yoga and a mantra tradition and philosophy, of course, from Mahavatar Babaji himself and from some other immortal Mahatmas like Gorakhnath and Nagaraj Babaji and some other masters as well. That was the reason why Yogi Ramaiah was a very special for me personally and for his disciples. And he was a very, very strange guy, actually, as we know. He was absolutely unknown when he was still with us, and he was actually he done everything not to become famous. That was his approach. That was his mission, to work with a small group of disciples. And just before I turn on my camera, we spoke about complete approach and not complete approach to spirituality. And of course, Yogi Ramaiah was extremely like the mystic with the completeness. Like it was wisdom bhakti, jnana yoga, it was devotion bhakti yoga, it was actually Raja Yoga or Kriya Yoga, which is about meditation and the personal effort. I mean, he was practicing Hatha Yoga a lot. He was learning scriptures, and he really emphasized about the importance of reading. And it's a strange, but many spiritual seekers now, some of them read too much, and some just don't read at all. Two different extreme points. The first is just read books and you're already enlightened in a couple of weeks, and the second approach, don't read books anymore, just practice meditation and mantra. But he was the person with a huge balance in his approach to life and spirituality. He was a family person, he was a businessman. I know that actually 2 sons, 1 daughter, that his children's well, of course, he was the person with the supernatural power, and at the moment I have 3 books about him in Russian language, and I'm planning to translate and publish them into English, and I'm planning to write some more books about him with some more stories. And basically, when we read different spiritual books, even famous ones, sometimes different gurus, they say, okay, to have a supernatural power is bad, it's a problem. But I don't think it's a problem, because the problem is when you don't know what to do with this. It's like family life, it's like money. There is no any question that money is evil. Money is not evil. But when we don't know what to do with the money, that's evil stuff. The same thing is who created family, including sex and relationship. Okay, Lord God. So no problem with the relationship, sex, and family and children. The problem when we don't know what to do and how to manage it. That's the problem. And the same supernatural things like ability to, to use your intention, clairvoyance, and many things like that. It's not the problem if you practice. And even if we take biographies of the very famous, okay, it's not the point to be famous, let me describe it in a different way, just great masters like Ramana Maharshi, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, like Yogananda Paramahamsa. Now I'm speaking about yogic and the Hindu masters, but at the same time, okay, let us speak about Jesus, let us speak about Buddha, and let us speak about Christian saints. And of course, now it's so happened that not many people know about Orthodox Christian saints. And in Russia, if you take more than 1,000 years of Christian history, it's like hundreds and hundreds of saints. And outside of Orthodox Christian countries, nobody actually know about them. But some of the saints, Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, they may develop certain supernatural powers, and sometimes not. And that's not proof, and that's not problem. If somebody doesn't have like any supernatural power, it's not a, it doesn't mean that this is not saint. If somebody can't heal or can't be clairvoyant, doesn't mean that this person is not sage. Sage is an inner experience, understanding, and it can be clairvoyance, it can be not. It can be healing power, and it can be not. And a lot of supernatural power we can see in the life of, let me speak about some famous yogic masters like Yogananda. He was the person with a huge supernatural power, or Lahiri Baba, with the even greater. Well, but at the same time, Ramana Maharshi or Ramakrishna Paramahamsa almost no supernatural power. A lot of mystical experiences, that's the fact, but nothing like too much outside things. And in case of Yogi Ramaiah, he never paid attention to the clairvoyance or healing power, and but even sometimes he could deny it. I mean, sometimes people may say, Guruji, you healed this person, or for sure you knew about this because you are clairvoyant. And he could say, no, that's not me who gave the healing, they just good herbal medicine and also some pranayama. Or maybe, I'm not clairvoyant, I didn't know about this event, this is just coincidence. He was, now we have a lot of people who are trying to prove that they are clairvoyant, but they're not. And Yogi Ramaiah was trying always to convince the people that nothing like that he can do. And so you asked me about like few stories, and actually his ashram was not an ashram, that just was his house. Sometimes I say that this is ashram, but really it's better to call it Gurukul. Gurukul means house of the Guru, where 3, 4, 5, as you know, stupid disciples can stay. And the roof was such, like in some South Indian houses, they have like a flat roof and you can walk there, practice some Hatha yoga, and in the morning we could practice Hatha Yoga, Pranayama, and in the evening some mantras, and in the night sometimes, I remember a very interesting story. I came to the roof in the night, and then suddenly I saw Yogi Ramaiah in his astral body was just walking on that roof, and it was really kind of shock, because when you just with your physical eyes able to see astral body who's just walking like a ghost, but then you see it's not a ghost, not a spirit, this Yogi Ramaiah, but you can see through him. And then like next night I saw him again, because actually I was coming there basically for the reason of mantra, like in the night. And then I understood that he was just practicing mantra and different exercises while consciously traveling in his astral body on that roof. And one time that it was maybe after number of times when it's happened like that, I came very close just to see him, and he just turned to me and said, and then he told to me, but it was not physical, but through the power of his intention, he sent me a message. It was like approximately like, okay, you're a stupid boy, why you are disturbing? I'm just practicing here, that's my house. I wish practice like this, do not disturb me anymore. And then after that, this astral body disappeared. And the next morning I came to his room and decided actually to ask the question about this kind of events and experiences, and he looked at me so strictly that I understood that no discussion anymore about all that. And another time I remember like one snake, very dangerous one, not cobra, but just a small one, somehow penetrated into his room, and I noticed about it. So I came to his room and just entered to his room and told, okay, Guruji, it's looked like some big snake, but not cobra, it's inside the room. And he told me, okay, call the watchman and let us see. Actually, it's looked like she is here. And through his clairvoyance, he understood that yes, it is here somewhere. And the room was quite big with a lot of stuff, and it was not clear, is it here? But he understood through his clairvoyance. And then I turned and just decided to go, okay, as quick as possible outside of the room and call the watchman. And in that moment, out of somewhere, this snake appeared and just started to move towards me. And in that second, I understood that that's the end. I can't escape. And then Yogi Ramaiah, he pronounced one mantra, and immediately the snake fell dead. And then I was in a state of shock for 1, 2, 5, 10 minutes. And Yogi Ramaiah was a very interesting, really person. His reactions was like really outside of the box. And then after that, he told me like in a couple of minutes, hey, come on, you like stupid, take this dead snake, bring it outside to the to the jungle, just and let us go to we have to go to the medical college. Actually, he was the founder of the medical college, and it was like double shock, because hey, come on, I just nearly die here 2 minutes back, and now I took this dead snake and threw it outside, and then ants started to eat it immediately. But then we went outside, so that was another one. And actually, when you spend months and months with Yogi Ramaiah at that time, I mean, it was absolutely clear that he was really reading your mind, your thoughts, what you are practicing. And you know, I was reading a lot of books, spiritual books, all the time, and he knew which book I was reading, let us say, hour back, next room, and he could give some commands about the meaning. Or for example, he knew what kind of mantra I was practicing a couple of hours back or practicing right now mentally, and he could like tell something about that mantra. And actually, you know, of course it's very difficult. I have a lot of stories in my books about his supernatural power, but that was naturally not his point. And you know, I may say that okay, sometimes he could work as the yoga therapist because actually he was MD, American MD. That's reason yeah, he was like second half of his life he spent in America. He became American citizen. Okay, basically because of Indian medical education, he became also he proved his education, became MD even in the United States. He established, as I told, this medical hospital and medical college in his actually next village. And you know what's happened? Sometimes he could teach some people like pranayama or asanas just for the medical purpose, and then people pretty soon could get an experience of healing. And then, but he always denied that he was healer. And that's the reason why we can occasionally catch him in all that things. But his point was that we have to be devotees to the Kriya Babaji and just practice meditation and the bija mantras. That's the most important stuff. And so that was actually his main point. But anyway, and I don't want to fantasize about too much, you know, about his supernatural power, because that was not important for him. But I saw many times him in samadhi meditation. That's important. That's important, but that other things was not important for him at all.